Welcome back to part 2. We talked a lot longer than we were expecting in part 1, so we're going to move this on and keep going, but we'll put it out
So
as
much to
2 parts.
discuss though, Don McGowan.
Yes, Sal Dodgson. Yeah, absolutely right. But anyway,
That's our compromise. If we say each other's names, it's slightly less awkward.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And it probably won't work, but anyway.
I hate saying my name. It's weird, isn't it?
Ed, I did, as you know, get a DM this week or yesterday from somebody who has been harassed. I can't even remember the guy's name. But
oh, yeah.
Unbeknownst to me,
but yeah.
because I, as I mentioned, I do my utmost to avoid these accounts because I don't want to give them engagement, and I'm like a moth to a flame on a bad day. So I do my best to avoid them. So I knew very little about, like, occasionally. I wanted to ask you if you think he's related to the Peter Sweden account.
I thought, do you know, funnily you say that.
Peter Lloyd it is, isn't it? This guy we're talking about. And apparently he's a Scouser, which is always devastating to me. But he moved to, we do have dickheads here, I have to realise that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He moved to London and became Madonna's UK PR, staff writer at Madonna's UK PR company, where he salsa danced with Primal Scream's Bobby Gillespie. So he's one of them that he literally uses clout to make himself feel like a human being. All he's got is what he does, and he's got no substance to him, because that's how these cunts work. And he has mutuals with I'm not going to say who it is, but it's a doctor. And I don't even know what he posted that's pissed this guy off. But this lunatic has contacted the hospital where he works. Complaining that he's anti-white, quote-unquote, unsafe to see white patients, and that he will, quote-unquote, go public with his tweets and dox him.
Unacceptable.
That's
Absolutely
not rational fucking behaviour. I don't give a shit who you are. You need to go and see a psychologist, mate, because you're a danger. You are a fucking danger. That's stalking and harassment for nothing.
Yes, Peter Lloyd.
So, it's... Yeah, they're getting... These pricks are getting brave. And there's only...
Well, this is it.
There's only one way to deal with them, and I hate it. It's to outcun them.
And to what, sorry?
Outcunt them. These people only learn when they get a bigger taste of their own medicine. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, he's a very, very nasty guy. Definitely from the, because you sent it to me, didn't you? And I was like, oh no, this is not acceptable fucking behaviour in any normal society. You can't go phoning people's works. This guy's a doctor. And
bearing in mind, this is one person. If he's that triggered by one Asian doctor,
exactly,
how many other people is he doing it to?
Because he said that in the post you sent me that the reason he was attacking the doctor was because he'd been called out after the knife attack at the weekend.
Oh, that was it. He got it wrong, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like all of them did, but they all jumped the gun and got it completely wrong. Can't help themselves. Is that what you're going to say? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Peter Lloyd, we're watching you because it's not acceptable, and we'll do some investigations, I think.
I'd love to meet these people in real life because they crumble.
Yeah, of course.
Which is where our authenticity changes things, because they're just shells with no substance. Yeah, and that's why they have to like link themselves to famous people to feel relevant. It's pathetic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like that's your bio. You're sort of vicariously kind of living off of somebody else. You know, you've got no substance of your own.
Look, I'm a parasite.
Yeah, look. I once met Bobby Gillespie. Bobby Gillespie's a fucking arsehole. I've met him. I knew the keyboardist Malcolm before he died. I don't go around broadcasting it. I've met quite a lot of famous people in my life, but it's not in my bio of my Twitter, is it? It's like, you know, big deal. I don't talk about shit like that.
No, hey, but listen, this is how they signpost themselves, and that's fine with me. That's how we know.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair. Yeah, exactly. So, anywho's, I've got 2 things left. No, 3 things left, I want to say. One, we've talked about this before. I think we talked about it with Lou Calvi when she was on about the flags, and I mentioned that I'm often in Thornbury, which is in South Gloucestershire, over a weeknight, and I'd been through and the flags had been up and taken down, and then I was there last night, and I'm not joking, it was dark, and it's quite well lit, Thornbury, and there's 2 flags on every lamppost now, and it looks like 1930s Nazi Germany in Thornbury when you drive into it. It's fucking terrifying, to be honest, as a person who's lived here his whole life. And I lived in Thornbury for 6 years. I lived there before I moved to where I am now. And it's a really, really intimidating view when you come up the back of Thornbury, past Aldi and places like that. Even in the public car park, they're all over there. And it genuinely just thought, this is like Berlin in 1934 or something. It was weird and not nice.
Do you know what occurred to me the other day? I have long viewed our flags as just a sign of racism. Unfortunately, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Not just like in the recent years, but a good decade or so. Mostly the St. George's, if I'm honest, but that's always been the way.
It's true.
And then I thought, I've never been to a foreign country and seen their flags hanging up and thought it was remotely fucking unusual because it's their country's flag. I think we're the ones who are getting upset. I don't think refugees or asylum seekers give a fuck, because it's quite normal in most countries to have your flag flying. So all I'm saying is, yes, they're shitheads, but they're not upsetting their intended target. They're upsetting us.
No, so that's exactly what Lou said. She said that the asylum seekers she took. Yeah, no, she said that the asylum seekers she talked to, like, they couldn't give a fuck about the flags. But what I worry about is
the Spanish flag and think, ooh.
Yeah. I've said, now I'm going to get in trouble for this, but for anyone who doesn't know, I'm not English, although I sound English. I am actually Scottish. So I was born and brought up in Scotland, and I moved to England when I was 10, which is why I sound like what I do. But I've long thought the England flag, as you've just said, that mainly it used to be as a result of football hooligans tarnished the kind of the view of the St. George's flag. And I get in trouble with my mates because, a lot of my friends are big football fans and they love putting the England flag up, but they're not racist. They put it up because they want to support their team, or in when
there's a game on,
games, or
for example,
any kind of sporting event. Yes, exactly. But I think the football hooligans ruined the England flag quite a long time ago, and now, Jesus Christ, it's gone as far as I'm concerned. Real English people that are English and want to support England need to reclaim that flag somehow, or start again and get a new flag. I don't know how, but it's such a shame. It's been absolutely wrecked. And as you say, I've lived in Portugal and I've lived in Spain, I've lived in Holland. There's flags, but as you say, they're not intimidating. That's just, like they're supporting their football
flag,
team.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But
now when you see them in England, specifically England, Wales people, you go to Wales and you see the St. George, when you see the flag of Wales or Scotland or Ireland, maybe Ireland's slightly different, but certainly in Scotland and Wales, you don't think, oh, these are fucking racists, they're going to come after me. But I think the St. George flag's been ruined by these people.
Yeah.
And as you say, they've just, their intended target.
I think for me, I think it's probably started as a kid with the NF.
Yeah.
And seeing that on TV, and it just stuck, and here we are again.
Yeah. But I remember I was chatting to someone the other day. In the 90s it was, whenever Nokias were sort of... do you remember there was a Nokia phone that you could get different covers for, and you could change the back of it and stuff and make it in the front and back? You could have a yellow. Yeah, whatever the model. Yeah, that sounds right. And I had one. And I remember I went and bought one with a Union Jack on it, a Union Jack cover, because it was quite cool.
You big Spice Girl.
Yeah, but it was then. It was that period of, cool Britannia. But it was...
You wanted to Zigga Zigga?
I love the Spice Girls. But...
That's why you bought it.
No, but it was cool Britannia. It was all kind of like...
It never was, sorry.
No, it was. But like, it goes back to the 60s, and it was the same in the 1960s. And I talked about this in an article I wrote the other day. There was 2 big cultural movements in Britain I think were massively beneficial to the country. And both of them used the Union Jack in a positive way as in fashion and stuff like that, and that was the 60s and the 90s, so it became fashionable to use the Union Jack. And I bought this phone cover for my Nokia, and it was the Union Jack because I thought, oh, it looked cool. But now, fucking hell, if you have a Union Jack phone cover, people just automatically think you're a fucking hooligan or a racist. It's wrecked. Horrific. It's such a terrible shame that we've got to this point.
We need a complete reset of everything. Like, everything we are operating on is archaic.
Yeah, definitely.
We're trying to live in modernity with archaic systems and wondering why we're struggling.
Yeah, I know.
Baffling.
It's bad. Anyway, I saw an article on the BBC. Someone, Vince, I think his name is, one of my followers on Twitter, pointed out, Vince, that there was a BBC article about South Gloucestershire County Council promising to remove flags, but that was 6 or 7 weeks ago, and since then it's gotten worse and worse and worse. So
it's fun now, isn't it? Because lots of councils, for health and safety reasons, can't put their lights up because flags are attached. So now the dickheads are crying that they've cancelled Christmas because of the Muslims. It's fucking bizarre. What the fuck?
I know. Talk about you.
They're not well. Somebody round them up.
Talk about your cognitive dissonance and that. But yeah, Kent County Council, Reform's flagship council, which is crumbling as we speak, is in a quandary, a dilemma, because they don't know whether to take the flags down, because if they take the flags down, everyone's going to be angry, but then they can't put up Christmas decorations, then everyone's going to be angry about that. It's that meme of the 2 red buttons, isn't it?
What a web we weave.
Yes. I look forward to Linda Kemkaran, Reform leader of Kent County Council, dealing with that one. I shall say.
She's still in post as a bafflement, but you know.
I wonder if she's still following me on Twitter.
It's her fucking choice or something.
Yeah. Is she still following me on Twitter? I have spoken about her. Oh no, I don't think she is. I bet she's been told to block me as well.
That was what was funny about Michael, you know. Because I'm such a cheeky cow. I never followed him back in the first place, but he unfollowed me eventually last time.
Yeah, I remember you said.
And when I piped up saying, where's your self-worth? He said, oh, hello, I haven't heard from you for ages. And I was like, it's a weird fucking response to such a rude thing to say to somebody. Okay. And then and I said, you unfollowed me. I wasn't following him.
All right.
And he came back like, oh, I've corrected that now.
I see. Oh no, it's weird.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Actually, bless him.
Yeah, I like Michael. I think he's a nice guy. We said it before. Yeah, Lyndon Kemkaran is still following me amazingly on Twitter, the leader of Kent County Council.
Sometimes I think it's because they don't pay attention.
Quite possible. Quite possible. I've never interacted with her. I don't follow her, but she follows me. So anyway, so that's Kent. They're falling to pieces, aren't they?
But I mean, bless
the only other
Kent,
thing I've got 2 things. One is the good news story out of New York yesterday. I mean, we talked about it last week and we were really excited because it looked like it was going to happen, and now it finally has. Sal's fainted if you're not watching.
No, this is me being relieved. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. No, it's an incredible bit of news.
Oh my God.
Yes. And I wrote something on Twitter about the ripples coming from America from the far right, but this will ripple towards us for the right people. And
it's incredible.
We got 2 Zs, and I know you use that word for that initial for something quite nasty sometimes. But we've got Zach and Zoran now. We've got Zoran in America and Zach Polanski in the UK. Both rays of hope for people with our kind of sensibilities.
Yeah.
That, I don't know. It's exciting.
Do you know what the difference is between Zoran and Zach and almost every other fucker? Do you know what the difference is?
Go on. Kindness.
The good people who've led good lives, and there's no dirt on them. And that's the big problem. And that's what I've said for years. We need is decent people with no terrible histories or no skeletons in the closet to stand up and help people, with brains and that. And it's taken this long to get 2 people.
Yes. But We got to cling on to every little bit of hope that we can.
Oh no, it's hope. It's literally. I tweeted. It's a big old orgasm of hope.
Yeah,
because Christ, it's been long time.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, but as you would expect, Trump took it really well. You know, he's been very quiet about it.
I actually haven't seen. What's he done?
You not?
I haven't. No,
holy shit! Yesterday, the White House official
teeny mind.
Well, he specifically hasn't said very much, but the official White House account has been pumping out all sorts of shit since yesterday. Pumping it. The first thing I saw was they'd reworked the New York Knicks logo, the basketball team logo, to say Trump is your president. No, Trump is still your president, as the New York Knicks logo. Mum Darling is now the mayor of New York. Exactly. Then I saw, what was the next thing? Oh, God, I'll put some links to it down below because they've been memeing the shit out of it because they're so thin-skinned and so now worried about this.
Good. I hope they worried themselves into an early grave like every other bugger's had to for decades.
Yeah. And there was loads of local level elections across the United States. I think around about 300. And someone put out that every single candidate that was endorsed by Trump lost, all of them. So,
did you see? Oh, where did I see it? One of my many YouTube channels. It was piss funny. Cuomo was doing a radio interview with somebody before on election day, or maybe a day before election day, and somebody told him, as the Democratic candidate, that Trump had endorsed him, and he put the phone down. It was priceless. And this is a fucking another convicted sexual deviant.
Yeah.
Upon learning Trump had endorsed him, put the phone down. He's
running off to his
Democrat.
People going,
shit. How about Curtis Silver? If Trump's endorsing the Dems?
Yeah.
It's mad.
I know. Oh, I know.
Or good. Actually, Silver might be good. That's why Trump hates him. I don't know if there are any good Republicans. Unlikely. But you said
there's a couple, but not many. But yeah, it's just great. We've got a little bit of a little glimmer, as our friend Dr. Rachel would say. She often talks about the glimmers.
You got to harness them.
Yeah. So yeah, well done to Zoran Mandani. That was outstanding work, even if it was just for the fact that he's a good guy who's going to do good things, and how much it's upset the right and Trump and people like Tommy Robinson screaming about Muslims.
I suspect that we're now in a position, I say we, the globe, where ICE are kidnapping people and extorting their family for thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Assuming it's ICE, nobody knows because they don't give a shit and they don't insist on them showing ID. People are getting fucking kidnapped. And because Zoran wants to make New York into like a massive sanctuary city, I think he's going to be the tipping point for the ICE issue.
I hope so.
Because he will not take it.
No. It's
so
good.
That's going to be very interesting. There needs to be a flashpoint because.
Yeah, unfortunately, but hopefully not a violent one.
That's what happens when you take all the Jan 6ers and give them a fucking cop uniform and a gun.
Yeah, true.
Mental.
True. Very true. Yeah, so good news out of America for once. Apart from, I saw Trump said that yesterday the world would be in a global depression if it wasn't for his tariffs, with no sense of irony whatsoever. He's moron,
gone.
That guy.
He's fucking gone.
Yeah, he has lost it completely. So, yeah, Trump, I mean, we know he's crazy, but the world is suffering unnecessary financial shocks due to his tariffs. Quite large ones as well, you know. And people are saying in this country, oh, why is the country not growing? And there's many reasons to it, but that is one of them. And that's a big part of it, the tariffs.
We need to send America a big old copy of The Sovereign Individual.
Yeah, definitely.
It was too late for us, but maybe you could help yourselves.
Yeah. And is that it? No. One more thing. What have you got left?
I've had a few requests to discuss mental health. which sometimes I find a bit difficult, guys, because I'm like dealing with it on a perpetual basis. I feel a bit self-indulgent, but I'm assured that I'm not, and people want to hear about it. And I've also been contacted by somebody who's actually a good friend of mine I've known for a while on Twitter, who is a lone carer for a husband. I'm not going to go into any identifying features, but he's got proper down the pipe Alzheimer's, and frequently he's utterly delusional and frequently accuses her of the most ridiculous things, like attacking her or attacking the dog, and he gets violent. And she's been retired a while now. She's lost her husband because he's just gone. He's just a shell of a man that she now has total responsibility for. Very little support from carers, and she's the loveliest lady. And it's just dystopia. It's absolutely despair, and there's so many people in her position. Like my other friend who's retired position, you don't have to be retired. It's just disability or just following politics. I mean, Christ. You have to invoke stoicism for the benefit. Like I say to my friend who down south who lives in a state of perpetual terror that serves her poorly, damages her. Being stressed and worried about something isn't helpful to you, nor is it going to help the situation. I can sit here and think about what's going on in this country, the people living on the streets, or what's going on in Gaza or Ukraine, and I feel awful and it breaks my heart. But me feeding that feeling because I'm down is deeply unhelpful to me as a human physical person and my psyche. And it doesn't help anybody. All it does, it's like a self-damage thing. And we feel, even though we're not responsible for it, we see it and we want to help and we feel powerless. And it's suffocating, or it can get suffocating, especially for, us and our listeners who are on the same sort of wavelength. And you've just got to take a step back and recognise that you feeling awful isn't helping anybody and it's making you feel bad. You feeling okay and being aware of something and knowledgeable about it is 100 times better than you sitting there worrying about it. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Losing your mind. It's just the best thing we can do for ourselves is, certainly in this environment, God almighty, is to be as healthy as possible. You have got to make those healthy choices for yourself because it's the only way we're going to get through it intact. Is to you don't have to feel like you want to look after yourself. Most of us are too tired. Certainly in my little cohort on Twitter, we're exhausted. But if we don't, they win. They are the people we talk about day in, day out. They're sadomasochists, a lot of them. They enjoy the fact that they have the power to inflict pain on people. And that is, 100%. To me, that's the most twisted thing in humanity, is that these people exist and they think this is okay. And they literally make people ill. These are the people, the Dan Wootons of this world, the Jeremy Vines, the people who don't give a not Jeremy Vines, sorry, Jeremy Kyle, my bad.
Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Vine's very annoying, but I wouldn't accuse him of forcing somebody to end their lives early, which, all these people don't give a fuck about. So we have to, scale back and pull ourselves away from... It's not our millstone to carry. We can be aware of it and we can help by spreading the word, which is what we do. But we don't need to feel terrible about everything. We've got enough on.
Absolutely.
And I just think you've got to look after number one.
Look after yourself. Yeah, exactly. That's it. And because we're so overwhelmed, and we talked about this maybe on the very first episode about, I think you spoke about how our brains can't cope with the amount of information that we take in.
We're not evolved. We don't evolve that fast.
No.
The brain just
exactly.
doesn't.
And so you're all of a sudden overwhelmed by everything you're seeing all the time on the news, on social media, and wherever, in your WhatsApp groups. It's all right to switch it off. Just go away from it for a bit, or take some time to, as you say, look after yourself before you then return to that sphere of kind of anger and hatred, because that's what social media is now. It's nothing else really. And so you got to look after yourself. You have to look after yourself.
I think awareness of the fact that it is all intentionally designed to hold our attention is worth. See, this is the other thing. For time immemorial, I've been arguing about many things, and often the response will come, it's personal responsibility. It's up to you. And I always thought, well, there's a bit to that, but also things don't happen in a vacuum.
No,
and
true.
People don't get incredibly depressed for no fucking reason. I mean, they might do, but I imagine it's very rare. So there's an instigator or a catalyst, and that's what needs addressing.
True.
I've lost my thread now because my brain's overwhelmed. What was I talking about?
No.
I mean, but do you know what? But I talk so negatively about my own brain. I've got to stop doing it because of everything I've been like. 5 years ago, my brain was actually dying because it was so over-medicated. And I genuinely was prepared to not be alive for much longer. And I didn't care because I was in that much agony and misery. I was fine with it. When COVID happened, I wasn't delighted's the wrong word, but the relief I felt, because up till that point, I felt like I was totally on my own in the world because nobody understood what it was like to be ill and isolated and stuck. And I was like, people are going to start to understand now. People are going to get it.
Yeah, it's a wake up, yeah.
However, no. A little bit more awareness, but nothing like we need.
No.
So, sorry, I'm rambling because I too struggle immensely.
It's important, as I said to you before, it's something we have to talk about. And I think talking about it, even if it's just you and me talking about it like we are now, it is important to anyone that hears this must come to us. And if you want to talk to me or Sal or anyone else.
Anytime. There is no
always
stigma.
Available.
Stigma's not why I don't like talking about it. I don't want people thinking I talk about things that affect me all the time. That's my problem.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, broadening it out to anyone that sees or listens to this. You know, don't look after yourself, as you said, is really important, but don't feel that you're alone because there are other people that you can chat to. Yeah.
And isolation is such a huge I watched a vid on YouTube last night. It's a global fucking problem. But it seems to be peaking in Japan. And
really?
there are, about the last decade, but they now have, the Japanese, like, they've created a word for this particular phenomenon. But there are recorded cases of, I think it starts in teenagers, of these teenagers not leaving their computer in their bedroom, and that is their world. They can't face dealing with human people on a one-to-one basis. And this is madness, but it's true. People are dying of starvation when their parents die of old age because they cannot leave their house.
Yeah.
That's the end point of what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
It's a few cases, but the fact it's even happening, humanity is in trouble, and it's because of these empty-shelled, greedy psychopaths.
Yeah, 100%. That's really sad. I'd not come across that before. That's a
it was news to me. Obviously, I knew we had an isolation problem, having suffered it myself. But I was like,
to that extreme. Yeah, that's end point, as you say. That's just
it's horrendous.
Just so gross.
I mean, I don't even know what's going on in Japan societally. For that to be, but what I did assume actually watching it was because they're, or at least they used to be, certainly leaders in the tech world. They're all about pooters, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's, the tech is massive over in Asia, so that's probably where it's come from. And then there's gaming. It's easier to game and chat to people online than it is to go out and risk meeting actual people. And there's somebody who's generally terrified of strangers because psychopaths don't have badges. I get it. But not to that extent, because we need human interaction. It's a problem.
Definitely. Oh yeah, without a doubt. We have to have it. Yeah, it's just the isolation,
don't let them fucking win. That's what keeps me going.
That's it. It's that self-imposed isolation that you need to break out of, I think, which can be the hardest thing, right? I mean, I've been at points in my life where I've been really low and been on my own, and I understand it. Not now, but I have been through that, so I get it, and it's fucking horrible. But it's that getting out the front door, that step outside, or step to go and meet someone for a coffee, because that's hard sometimes to just make your brain kind of into a social kind of object again, rather than just, as you say, just staring at screens all day and reading doom scrolling hatred.
I don't think, because undoubtedly due to austerity and economic issues that we didn't ask for or bring upon ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh God, where was I going with that? Fuck me.
I don't know.
It's brain fog, man. But I'm not sleeping and eating at the minute either, so that really doesn't help.
No. We're just talking about self-imposed isolation I was talking about, and getting out the front door.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, because prior, I don't think enough stories being given to the damage the pandemic's done to people with the lockdowns.
No, 100%. I've said that loads of times.
There's a lot of isolation in the disabled community, but that stands to reason. It's not okay, but it stands to reason. Yeah. But when it takes 3 weeks for humans to develop a habit. How long are we locked down for? Not seeing people and not having to deal with people then becomes a habit, which snowballs and becomes worse and harder to tackle the longer it goes on. And here we are with a mental health crisis that we had before the pandemic doubled. And the government is telling us we can't afford sick people? Seriously? Fuck off.
Yeah, I know. Something just popped into my head that I meant to text you about, and I'll just say it now. Did you hear Heidi Alexander, the Transport Secretary, the other day, saying that she would look at the Motability scheme where people are getting luxury cars again? The Transport Secretary, the Labour Transport Secretary, was interviewed, and I was asked about it and said, "Oh, it's a problem that needs to be looked at." And I thought, that's just fucking mad.
Not HMRC, not Lord Bamford owing them $500 million, no love.
No,
but
exactly.
like Kev round the corner with his one leg in his car. He's the problem, is he?
It's another thing that the far right have made into an issue, like immigration, that isn't an issue, that Labour are being forced to
They're not being forced. They don't have. Why can't they talk about it fairly then?
Yeah, no, you're right. But they feel like they need to jump on it for some reason. Yeah, they exactly are.
And look, and one thing I do want to absolutely mention that I discovered, I might have mentioned it last week, but it's something that we all need in our little toolkit, is the very fact that 30% of universal credit is subsidising big corporation slave wages. Yeah. It is literally money laundering to big corporation, but they're blaming people who are having to claim the money. It is abhorrent. So we need to understand that when they talk about the welfare bill and how we can't afford it, what we can't afford are psychopathic profiteers. Because we never hear profiteering being attacked. Never, ever, ever. No. That, apparently, is sacrosanct, regardless of how many people it kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Daisy Cooper brought up in PMQs, right? That was what she said. The banks, and other big industry corporations that are making billions for no reason. But
all of them, though. Unilever, Sainsbury's, Asda, Tesco, the fucking lot of them need to be fired into space.
Yeah, absolutely right. Right, let me just go back to what I was thinking, because it was going to come out of my head now. Oh, yeah, so after we talked a bit about Motability last week, my friend Paul, friend of the pod, best mate for a long time.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul. He'll love it. He'll get a shout out.
He's always Paul. It's very weird.
Yeah,
my friend's called Paul, and so are both of my next door neighbours.
Oh, are they? Oh, that's weird. But Paul is, I won't name where he works because obviously that's bad for him, but he runs a car dealership in the southeast of England. Right, that's as specific as I'll be. He's the boss of a car dealership in the south of England, and he left me a couple of voice notes after last week's episode, and he gave me the technical stuff behind Motability, because he knows what it is, because that's his job. And I said to him, I want to get him on to talk about it, but I'm not sure he wants to. But
is he in a Porsche or Lamborghini dealership? You didn't mention.
Neither of those things, but yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah, amazingly, the company that he worked for provide Motability. But he was saying Motability is a fleet company. They're just a fleet rental company, and I think he said the biggest in the country.
It's a jigsaw piece of the economy, is what it fucking is.
Absolutely right. And he said, the Lamborghini stuff's bullshit, but I'll get Paul to.
They're not on the accredited list. Anyone can go and look that up.
Of course not. But then that's what when I said about Heidi Alexander saying it's a problem that needs to be looked at. It just isn't.
There's no fucking problem. She's a lying cunt.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm going to get Paul anyway to either come on or record something for me, or send me an email with it all broken down of why it's not a problem, because he knows. Yeah, so I'll get Paul to give me a proper detailed breakdown of why Motability is not what it's been sort of sold as by everyone.
They're just lying for someone to beat up.
We've talked 1 billion times, 6 billion times, let's say. Why are they trying to balance the books on welfare? It just doesn't make any sense to anybody at all with any decency. They should not be trying to.
And perpetual.
Is it £6 billion a year bill? That's it.
That was what they were trying to find initially.
Yeah, exactly. Off the back of welfare.
Yeah.
And
that
it
is
seems
the
like
lowest in all of Europe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I could go to Slovenia and get more as a disabled person.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much do you reckon their milk costs?
Crazy.
And their gas and lecky.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's just mad.
I got a letter yesterday. The government is so lovely. They've given me £150 warm home discount. Don't worry, you don't need to bother yourself. It's going straight to the energy company. Oh, that sounds like money laundering to me. Okay.
Is that what they've done? They just take it off your bill, basically.
They send the money straight to Scottish Power or whoever.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a racket.
That seems wrong.
We're being fiscally bummed, Don, as a nation. I just can't understand why so many people aren't bothered.
I know.
It's only the highest fuel costs in all of the world.
If I get a chance, or you and I get a chance to speak to the patriotic millionaires when we speak to them in a couple of weeks, these are things that we need to be talking about. Because I know Dale Vince, who's going to be at the Stroud one. Are you laughing about the flying bus again?
When something proper tickles me, I'm done.
I know. Oh, no, honestly, it made me laugh so much listening back to it as well. But Dale Vince is going to be in Stroud, and I'm not sure what the setup is yet. We're waiting on the itinerary still, but hopefully I might get to speak to Dale Vince. Dale Vince owns Ecotricity. You know, he literally provides energy. So it's an interesting kind of situation to be in, and being like a patriotic millionaire who owns an energy company, quite a big one as well. You know, they're not small, Ecotricity.
They're not renewables.
Yeah, it's all green energy, clean energy.
That's all right, isn't it? Green energy's good.
Yeah, exactly. But like, but he is then part of the system that when you get a warm homes discount, if you're an Ecotricity company, the money would go to them, not to you. So he's part of that system.
Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy says she has been found to have breached the government code on public appointments in choosing David Cogan as chair of the Independent Football Regulator.
Oh, right, okay.
Breaking news.
Interesting. We'll have a look at that.
Police tell Sky News they banned Maccabi Tel Aviv fans from Aston Villa due to significant levels of hooliganism. Is that another pod first, Don?
I think the news broke yesterday that a lot of the Maccabi fans that went mad in Amsterdam were IDF people.
Right. Sorry. Normally it's me that misses massive clanging things. How is nobody picking up on the fact that Israel has conscription, and by definition, any adult coming over here from Israel has been or is part of the fucking IDF? Anyone?
Yeah.
By virtue of that fact. We don't need to look it up.
No. Yeah.
So, well, I'm glad reality's found a home today.
Yeah, definitely have. Anyway, what were we talking about? I've forgotten. Anyway, whatever.
Dale Vince, renewable energy. So, right, so renewable energy costs just as much as oil energy, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
It does. But it's a good question. But I think there's
I genuinely don't know.
Well, there's parameters set by the regulators and the government, isn't there, that they have to...
That's not how you price things up, by a number somebody else tells you, is it?
The energy price cap is set independently in inverted commas, isn't it?
Isn't that an upper cap, though?
Yeah, it is, but obviously everyone goes for the upper cap.
Right, do you know what? It could be. I don't know what I'm talking about, so bear that in mind. But could it be that he's only got a limited capacity of energy, so he has to mark it up so that the meat supply and demand hits the right...
Quite possible.
Am I saying the right words in the right order and explaining myself? Because I
think so, but I'm not across this. I don't know how it works, but I think that makes sense.
If everybody signed up for his company, he might not have enough energy to supply them with. So maybe he has to put it up to a certain amount so that it... Do you know what I'm saying? Can somebody write in the comments below on YouTube the words I'm trying to say, please?
Also,
somebody will understand me.
If I'm going to go and meet Dale Vinson, the Patriotic Millionaires, I will do some research before we go. So I will find out these things before I go and make myself look like an idiot if I get a chance to chat to him.
One of the things I've discovered is that you're better off just keeping an open mind because, as you'll know, I'm a bit quick to jump sometimes. And is that jumping the shark? Is that what they call it? Not on important things. On important things, I take my fucking time. But if it's just daft things, I don't have capacity to filter everything. Sometimes, but the Michael Squires thing, for example, sometimes just going in with an open mind, and I'm never afraid to be ignorant. I think more people should fucking practice being ignorant instead of pretending they know what they're fucking talking about. Ask the question. And you might not get an honest answer back, but at least you'll be further enlightened as to the circumstance.
Yeah. 100%.
So, I'd just go in and,
Yeah.
Explain,
I always
riddle me this, fella.
Yeah, exactly. I always do a bit of research before things, but I as you say, I'm quite happy to be educated on anything that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And energy price caps and things like that is one of the areas I've got no clue on. So, yeah.
Do you know what? I live in absolute fear of everything I don't know. It's ridiculous. I'm such an alternative person. But I genuinely even do it. I stress in the week in the run up to doing this with you in case I get something fundamentally incorrect. Even though I'm happy to correct myself and apologise, but it's obviously my anxiety is up here at the minute, but it's just I don't want to be one of those disingenuous, dishonest scumbags who've led us to where we are today.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just don't want to be anything like it.
Absolutely dead on. So, I've got one last thing. Sorry?
It's warm out, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got that, yeah. It is very warm out. Talking of Dale Vinson climate emergencies. I know. Yeah.
Got it going on, kid.
Nice segue. It is bloody warm.
6th of November in Merseyside, and look at me.
I know. What time is it? It's 7:15, and it is still, in Gloucestershire, 15 degrees. At night,
unseasonably warm.
Fuck yeah! It's not a St. Luke summer or whatever they call it, or what they call the Indian summer.
That's there is a St. Luke September in November.
I know exactly. Yeah, exactly. So to all the climate change deniers, what's your excuses? Hottest summer on record, 15 degrees at night in November.
I've got a lily coming up in the garden.
Yeah.
A lily. Lilies flower usually, in my experience, between April and June. That's when they start growing.
I've got a chili plant out in the back garden, which I haven't brought in yet because it's still giving me chilies and it's the middle of November.
Wow.
It's mad. Yeah, same thing.
There's a chili joke in there somewhere, but I'm too tired to make it.
Yeah. The only thing I think of with chili is Bluey now because that's Bluey's mum. It's called Chili. You know the cartoon Bluey?
That's not what I know to be a Bluey.
No, I don't know what that is either. Bluey's an Australian cartoon.
Okay.
It's a dog.
You don't know what a Bluey is?
Not in your context, I don't think. What is it? We can edit this out if it's...
Oh, we're not editing this out.
Oh, go on. What's a Bluey?
Blue movie.
Oh! No, I mean, I know what that is, obviously, but no, no, I've never heard it referred to as that.
Have you not? It must be colloquial, I guess.
Yeah, maybe a local thing. No,
so kids
no,
cartoon, you were saying?
Yeah. Have you not seen Bluey? It's everywhere. It's like the most popular show in the world for kids.
I'm 49.
Oh, yeah, true. My son's an awful lot younger than yours, so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bluey's brilliant. I was chatting to him this morning about Bluey and how I said to him that they should force all right wingers, the racists and the kind of xenophobes, to watch Bluey because it teaches amazing lessons and it's fucking hilarious. Genuinely, it's hilarious. Really? It's so funny. I love it. And it's an Aussie family of dogs, and the dad is.
I'm interested now. You said the dogs.
They're all dogs. The whole thing's all cartoon dogs, but it's just genuinely really, really funny.
I'll have a watch. You will later.
It's worth a look.
That's
even
what
as an
we
adult.
need.
But they teach lessons, and I said it to. I keep about to say my son's name, and I'm not going to do that. But I said to him this morning, I said they should, because I talked to him about politics. I said they should make people watch this stuff because it gives lessons that they don't understand. I think a lot of these people that are spouting hatred and racism have never been taught any different, or their parents have taught them.
That's how it works, isn't it? We know this.
I'm endorsing Bluey as an educational tool.
Bluey. Yes.
Not that. As an educational tool to the far right. Go and watch Bluey. Enjoy it because it's fucking funny and learn some lessons. No, awesome. It's really good.
I love a dog.
Yeah, it's funny. Aussie dogs, they're brilliant. Anyway.
Weren't we supposed to talk about climate change, or have we done it?
Well, I think we should talk about it in a proper, more. We've been going for 2 hours and 22 minutes at this stage, but I think maybe next week we could have a bit more of a proper in-depth look at it and chat about it properly because it's important as well.
And, I need to learn stuff because it's one area I know it's happening. I don't understand why the oil people are so averse to it, because it's a brand new fucking revenue stream, and if there's one thing psychopathic capitalists like more than anything, it's literally any revenue stream. They will sell any old shit. Yeah. And this, so for some reason, it was okay for people in the pandemic to, give up their jobs and do tech or whatever it was they were advising. Why isn't it okay for the oil industry to give up the oil and change them to environmentalists to earn the money? You can still earn your bucket loads of cash, you grasping bastards. Just don't destroy the planet and everybody else's lives while you're at it.
Aeroplanes, that's my answer.
Scientifically, I don't know my onions, so that's why I'm loath to get into it.
Well, no, I know a bit about it actually, but let's save it for next week, and we'll do a bit more about climate because it's very important. And as you pointed out, it's boiling and it's November, and it shouldn't be boiling in November.
And it's not even about the temperature that we're enjoying in November in the UK. It's about the consequence that has to the rest of the biosphere, because temperatures raising raises sea levels, creates flooding. We're having more tectonic plate shifts. Shit's going on, and whether we've caused it or not, we've still got to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
And that leads me absolutely spectacularly into my last thing that I want to talk about, which is about the climate. And I was contacted by a guy called Nick on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. And he's the comms lead for something called the National Emergency Briefing. And they've set up this event, which is happening on the 27th of November at 9 a.m. in Westminster Central Hall. So it's a big deal. And they've got 8, I'm just reading this bit, 8 leading experts will deliver a critical briefing with the latest on the threats presented by the climate and nature crisis and the science-based pathway forwards. And Nick has asked me to try and publicize it for him because it's really, really important, and he wants to get MPs involved. That's his aim, is to get people like us to contact your MP and say, will you go to this thing, please? Because this is really, really important. And it's in Westminster Central Hall. You only have to walk across the road from your day job. it's literally, what day is it on? The 27th, whatever
job.
day. Yeah, exactly. It's your job. So they've got professors, they've got world-class experts, and they've got Q&As, and I think it starts at 9 in the morning, and it's on till lunchtime. But I'll put all the links to it in the show notes and links to what Nick sent me, and it's really good. They're doing a brilliant thing, and they want us as a public to contact our MPs, which is something we always talk about, isn't it? And every week in our show notes, I have a link to a website where it says "Write to your MP," and I put it in every single week because we've spoke about it so many times that's what they're there for. They work for us, and we should be directing what they do in their roles.
And do you know what? Do you know what's really daft? If all these people standing outside hotels screaming and shouting had each written one letter to their MP en masse, they probably would have been forced to close down the fucking hotels without any of the aggro.
Yeah, exactly.
But then those raging psychopaths wouldn't have earned money off the back of it, would they?
That's it, exactly. And they wouldn't get on telly and
we have democratic process. We don't need their shit.
No, exactly.
It's almost like the crime that's going on at the minute. The right wing are jumping on everything. I'm sorry. We've always had police. We've always had laws. Why are you interfering?
Yeah. It's not
Go
your
away.
job. Yeah. Exactly.
It's that simple, though.
Exactly. So, yeah.
And do you know what? If you don't like those laws, become an MP and change them.
Yeah, well, that's the democratic process of the United Kingdom. Or it should be. So,
and no one's pointed that out, so.
Yeah, the national emergency briefing, that's what Nick's asked me to promote, and I'm happy to do it because, one, it fits in exactly with our ethos about getting MPs to work for the public rather than, dickheads. And two, it's about the climate emergency, which is it couldn't be more important, which we will, I think, talk about more in depth next week. So I'll put loads of links. Nick's done amazing stuff, and he's put you can send a personalized video with his link to your MP asking if they're going to attend and things like that, and pre-written emails, things like that. So all the links will be in the show notes. Have a look. It's worth it. And as I said, it could take 5 minutes of your time. Check your MPs going. If they're not, pressure them to go and have a look at this thing because it's so important.
Awesome.
That's all I wanted to say on that. And with that, I haven't got anything else left for this week.
No, just if you could please like, share, subscribe, and thank you very much for listening. We're always appreciative. Yes. And we love comments and stuff, so if you want to interact with us, knock yourselves out. Yeah,
that's what we said before about like the mental health thing. Like we're around on social media all the time, and I'll talk to anybody as long as you're not abusive. And if you're having trouble, send us DMs, send it to the NoHoldBarredPod account at NoHoldBarredPod. No. Scratch that. Twitter's at NoHoldBarredPod. Emails at. Oh, fucking hell, I can't do this.
I'd be rubbish as a newsreader.
Yeah, I'll put it on the bottom. Yeah, it's on the bottom.
Just go look at
this. Yeah, exactly. It's on my profile. It's on your profile. We're not hard to find. Find us and get in touch. So yeah. Cool.
Don't suffer in silence. We're always happy to chat.
Absolutely right. Definitely, without a doubt. So yeah, with that, have a great weekend. This will be a two-parter. I'll get both parts out hopefully tomorrow, Friday, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.